Hello there, hi. Hi everyone, welcome. My name is Susan and I am the founder of For Modern Mothers Hypnobirthing, and I'm also a pregnancy yoga teacher and I'm a trained doula too, and also a mother of two smalls, and I'm really wanting to help to make knowledge about positive pregnancy and labour and birth more accessible to everybody. So I'm just going to share with you a little video today telling you a little bit about the science behind labour and childbirth and what's going on in your body, and in particular today two hormones that are at play, and they are oxytocin and adrenaline. So first of all, oxytocin is sometimes called the feel-good hormone. And this is the hormone that you release when you're feeling loved, you're feeling happy, you're having a cuddle, having a massage, having a really good laugh. Also when you have sex and when you have an orgasm too. And it also comes into play hugely in the labour of baby and after you have your baby too, in breastfeeding. So oxytocin is a hormone that helps to fuel your labour. Every single surge, as we call them in hypnobirthing, or contraction that you have in labour that's getting your baby, bringing it down and out of your body, is fueled by this hormone oxytocin. So much so that if you are induced in labour, and we have labour is brought on artificially, the drug that they use, syntocinon, is a synthetic version of oxytocin. So labour is designed to be fueled by oxytocin, and we can do things that actually help to keep this oxytocin flowing, to help us keep our labour going in the most efficient and relaxed way. I'm going to give you, tell you about things you can do to help that in a minute. First of all, I'm going to talk about the other hormone I mentioned, the second one, adrenaline. Now, you might have heard of adrenaline before. This is a stress hormone, and it is the enemy of oxytocin. And it's a bit like a seesaw, a bit like a balance. So when adrenaline level goes up, when we feel worried or stressed or anxious, a bit frightened, or we feel watched and observed, then the oxytocin level falls. And so we want to keep our stress levels down in labour to keep the oxytocin high and balance the seesaw in that way. And keep the oxytocin flowing around the body to help the surges feel to be more efficient in our bodies during labour. So what does adrenaline actually do? So adrenaline, when you're stressed or frightened or observed or watched or anxious, increases our heart rate, and it sends blood more quickly around the body. And this is because adrenaline sends our body into a mode called fight, flight or freeze. So it's kind of from a primal system in the body to the body stressed, it thinks there's some kind of perceived danger. And way back when, that might have been a big bear or a saber-toothed tiger. So the body's anxious, and it sends all this, sends all the blood in the body to the extremities, to the legs and the feet, so you could run away, to the hands and the arms, so that you could fight and fend off this saber-toothed tiger, or it freezes the body, so you're staying still so that this tiger can't see you. But none of those things are helpful in labour. We don't want to run away, we don't want to fight anybody, and we don't want our body to freeze and be still. We want to, there isn't actually a physical threat, it's our kind of old system still there kicking in that we actually kind of don't need anymore. So this is then taking away the blood by sending it to the hands, to the legs, to the feet. It's taking the blood away from your uterus, which is doing the contractions. The uterus is a muscle, and it's taking the oxygen away. So the blood's carrying the oxygen to the uterus to make the contractions, the surges, more efficient by having really oxygenated blood there. But by sending all this blood to the hands and the feet, it's taking the oxygen away from the uterus. And so the uterus can't work as efficiently. And when we're therefore worried or fearful or anxious in labour, our surges don't work as efficiently. There's not enough oxygen getting to the uterus. So instead, if we can help our bodies produce, not have this fear and not produce the adrenaline, and instead increase the balance into the oxytocin, the seesaw going up on the oxytocin side, then we help our bodies to labour more efficiently. And when we have lots of oxytocin, the blood is instead sent to the uterus, to that muscle that's working, carries all the oxygen there, and so the uterus can work in the surges more smoothly, more efficiently, and just as the body was designed to do, as the body was designed to labour. And so labour can be more comfortable, and it can also be quicker for you too. So we want to make sure in our labour that we don't produce adrenaline, and that we don't feel frightened, and that we feel relaxed, and we feel happy, and we feel loved, and we're in this beautiful birthing bubble, and that we feel that our oxytocin is really flowing. And that's right through from pre-labour all the way through to the birth of our baby. And we get this huge oxytocin rush as our baby is born. And that's the biggest rush we'll ever get as women in our lives, just after the birth of our baby. And that helps us to bond with our baby. And that's super special. So how can we increase the oxytocin levels in our labour and keep the adrenaline at bay? So tipping the seesaw up to oxytocin and down into adrenaline. So the first thing we can do is we can explore and release fears in our pregnancy. So we can find out what fear we might have about childbirth, about labour, explore them while we're pregnant and discover them and release those fears so they don't pop up when we're in labour. We can also use positive affirmations in pregnancy to keep our mindset really positive and drawing away from any negative things we might have seen about childbirth in over-sensationalized media and in the press, and really program our subconscious to feel and to know what positive childbirth is, and get rid of any negativity that our mind might have stored over the years incorrectly about what we think childbirth might be. We can also use our breathing techniques. So in hypnobirthing, we use breathing techniques in the first stage, up breathing, to help the uterus, to help the body feel relaxed, to help the muscles of the lungs and the diaphragm and the breathing not interfere with the uterus. And we do a really relaxed breathing called up breathing, and that helps us to feel calm and relaxed. And we can use yoga breathing techniques too, so concentrating on the breath and allowing the body to soften and feel at ease. We can also use things like massage and touch is really great to use, so get your birth partner involved. And I explore lots of different massage techniques and light touch techniques in my hypnobirthing courses. You can also look at how to make your birth space really homely and friendly and feel safe and comfortable for you. So you might, keeping at home for as long as possible, staying at home in the early stages of labour can be really useful, because at home you feel relaxed and at ease and everything is as you'd like it to be. And so that can keep the oxytocin flowing. You can also take things into a birth space if you're birthing in a birth centre or in hospital to make that feel more homely. Listening to hypnobirthing relaxations or hypnobirthing music, if you've done hypnobirthing, brilliant thing to do to keep the oxytocin flowing in your body and mind relaxed in labour. And using water can help the body to feel relaxed and at ease and the oxytocin to flow. So that might be in a bath or using a shower on the body, tipping water over the back of the body can feel really nice in labour, or using a birth pool, of course, and that again might be at home or in a hospital. And that can allow and release oxytocin into the body. Also, being in a birth pool helps you feel unobserved and feel private. So it's your little nest, your little space. So having lots of privacy and feeling unobserved is also a great way to get the oxytocin flowing and keep the adrenaline at bay. So when we are observed, we tend to naturally, instinctively not feel so comfortable. And that again can raise the adrenaline levels and bring down the oxytocin. So having lots of privacy, again, staying at home as long as you can in labour, a birth pool can help that little nest shape. Having darkness, so not having bright light, so that you feel safe and you feel that no one is watching you. So turning the lights down, drawing the curtains, having lots of tea lights, candles at home, or the battery candles in hospital or in a birth centre, fairy lights, having a really beautiful cosy atmosphere, that can really help too. So lots of things we can do, lots of little things that add up. And also finally getting your birth partner involved, kissing and cuddling and stroking, that all helps to release oxytocin, helps our body to feel good. And also things like nipple stimulation really help too. So the things that kind of helped you get baby in there can also help baby come out. So lots of things we can do, and I talk about all these things and more in my hypnobirthing courses, so you can find out more about that on my website and also on the blog on there. So if you're not local in the area, heading over to my blog on the website, which is www.formodernmothers.com. And that tells you all about lots about hypnobirthing in general, all about the classes that I run, and also my pregnancy yoga classes. And there's also a free relaxation you can download. So if you head over there, that's available to everyone. It's an MP3. Download that to help you feel relaxed and connected in your pregnancy. Yeah, and that's my video for today. So I hope you found that useful and beneficial. Do let me know in the comments what you think. If you're watching this on YouTube, then don't forget to hit subscribe to the channel and check out some more of the videos on there. If you're watching this on Facebook, then you can watch it back again, and there's some more videos on the Facebook page too. So thank you so much. Lovely to have you here. And I'll be back soon with another video and some tips and some info and some bits and pieces about pregnancy, labour and birth very soon. Great. Thank you. Bye-bye.